Hello, ladies, and welcome to the Beauty Shaman. So today I have Ben FUCHS in my house. This is my living room, and I've sort of shifted everything around so that Ben could come here, because we both live in Denver, and talk about the beauty industry and skincare, because I think there's some great advice. Ben has great advice and great amount of insight and knowledge that I want him to share with you about the cosmetic industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you. I've seen how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. And by the way, it's men too. You have a lot of men followers.
Do I?
Yes. It's not just ladies, it's men. I'm one of your followers.
There you go. Thank you. Awesome. So one of the things I really wanted to talk to you about, Ben, was a conversation that you and I had recently about the skincare industry, which I think is super enlightening, because I had a product line send me a bunch of their skincare. We're not going to say who this product line is. And I did some research, and basically they have like 50 ingredients, but they're supposed to be organic and clean beauty. And so I want to talk about the organic clean beauty industry and scams, because there's a lot of kind of scammy stuff going on.
It's a kind of distasteful business in a way.
It's very distasteful, but I think it's important that people are educated on
I
why
agree.
and what's going on.
Well, there's two ways to look at skincare.
Right.
There's the traditional way of looking at skincare, which is as a sort of a sensual experience.
Right.
You rub something on, it feels good, you smell it smells good, it looks good, the texture is nice. There's a sort of aesthetic quality to skincare, and that's all well and good. But then there's a second aspect to skincare, which I think has been underappreciated and underleveraged, and that's using the application of skincare products as a health strategy. Taking care of the skin as an organ. Now, we all give lip service to the idea the skin is the body's largest organ.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time, right? The skin is the body's largest organ. But what does that really mean? It's like you have an organ on the outside of your body, Suzanne.
Yeah.
It's like if you had your liver on the outside of your body, you would be very careful. You'd be like, don't come near me. Don't touch me. I have my liver right here. And you certainly wouldn't be rubbing anything on. But because the skin is so forgiving and it's so resilient and it's so tough, and it kind of looks like an exterior more than anything else. It certainly doesn't look like an organ. When we think of an organ, we think of throbbing, and we think of gooiness, and we think of dynamism and bloodiness, and you don't want to look at your organs really, but your skin doesn't have that quality.
Right.
So when we think of the skin, even though we say the body's largest organ, we don't think of it as an organ.
Yeah.
So when we try to address the skin, we never try to address it from a health perspective. We address it from a beauty or a sensual or a aesthetic perspective.
Yes.
We treat the skin as a mechanism for adornment, and because of that, we don't really pay attention to what we're putting on the skin.
Yes.
Now, as a chemist and as a formulator and as a pharmacist, and somebody who's been formulating products for many years, I recognize that there were products that I would, when I was formulating in the pharmacy or when I was formulating working for Blistex, I'd wear a mask when I put them on, or I'd wear gloves when I had to work with them, or I'd work with them under a hood, and these were the same things people were rubbing on their skin. Right. They had aesthetic qualities. They made the product look beautiful. They made the product smell beautiful. They made it feel nice when you put it on your skin, but they weren't kind to your skin, number one, and they weren't healthy for your skin in the sense that they were unhealthy, and also in the sense that they weren't doing anything to improve the health of the skin.
Right.
So when I say they weren't healthy, I mean they were literally unhealthy for the skin. They were literally something you wouldn't want to interact with. And secondarily, they weren't anything that would make a difference on your skin. Right. But because we don't treat the skin or think of the skin as an organ, we collapse these two ideas of it feels good with it's good for me.
Yes. And I can't tell you how many reviews I've watched on YouTube of other people doing skincare reviews, and they go, "Ooh, it smells nice.
It's the silliest thing.
Oh, feels nice. This is a great product." And just the assessment for what makes a product good is super shallow.
Exactly. How we assess the value of a skincare product, number one, doesn't serve us because we don't really even know what we're looking for. But number two, it underutilizes an opportunity to make a difference on your skin. Now, I'm coming at this like a pharmacist.
Right.
I'm not a cosmetic chemist sitting in a laboratory somewhere. I'm coming at this from a position of wound healing. I'm coming at this from a position of healing somebody's acne or healing somebody's skin disease. I'm coming at this from a position of really making a difference on the skin. And what's more, in the pharmacy setting where all my formulations were born, I was looking at my patients.
Right.
My patients were coming back to me. I was having a one-on-one relationship with my patients like a pharmacist has with a patient. Right. I wasn't looking at skincare as a way to put something on the skin that would make it feel good. I was looking at skincare as an opportunity to grow tissue, as an opportunity to change biochemistry, as an opportunity to make a difference with acne and hyperpigmentation and wrinkles. So I was coming at it from a different angle.
Right.
I was coming at it from the angle of a pharmacist. What does a pharmacist study? Think about what a pharmacist study. Sure, we study drugs, but what are drugs? They're ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm coming at it from a perspective of I want to look for ingredients that are going to make a difference on the skin. Feeling good's all right. That's the boogie prize. I want my products to feel good. You want your products to be aesthetically pleasing, but when you go to the drugstore and get your medicine, do you care what the pill bottle looks like, or what the bottle smells like, or what the capsules, the prettiness of the capsule, or the celebrity who endorses it? What's the one thing you want your high blood pressure medicine to do?
They gotta work.
They gotta work.
They gotta work.
And this is the perspective that I take when I'm formulating my products.
So ingredients is a great point, and it's a great segue into kind of what we're going to get into, which is, I want to make a caveat here, because I think really we're sort of lazy, right? I can speak personally. I'm kind of lazy. I don't really want to go, okay, what's in this, right? So, and I'm thinking about going to the grocery store. Like I go to the grocery store and stand and read things, because I've learned that that's necessary. It's important. I need to educate myself. And I think with skincare, this is what we have to start doing, is we have to start looking at how many ingredients are in there and what the ingredients, and there's lots of buzzwords with ingredients. So a lot of times lines open, I'm going ahead of us, but I think let's get into ingredients, because just because it says it has vitamin C.
How much?
How much,
What
right?
form?
So let's talk about ingredients.
Well,
I mean, this is huge.
There's a couple things about ingredients. First of all, pharmacists are the ingredient experts.
Right.
Typically, we're ingredient experts when it comes to medicine you take inside the body, but there's no reason why, if you consider the skin to be part of the body and an organ of the body, there's no reason why pharmacists can't also be ingredient specialists, not just for high blood pressure medicine or antibiotics, but also for ingredients that you put on your skin. And in fact, I had a background, as you know, with the Blistex Corporation when I was in pharmacy school, but even your regular pharmacist studies something called pharmaceutics, which is how to deliver medicine into the body through the skin. This is one of our areas of expertise. So we're focused not only on ingredients, but on delivery.
Right.
So these are two aspects.
Needs to work.
It needs
to have an effect.
It needs to be delivered.
Needs to be delivered. Right.
Delivered. How it's going to get into the skin.
Right.
So the two classes of ingredients that you're going to want to work with, the two major classes of ingredients, are the ingredients that are active, and the ingredients that support the activity.
Okay.
And really, that's all you need on your skin. So that simplifies things right away. You've got two classes of ingredients that are going to do something in your skin. Number one, the ingredients that are actually going to make a change. And number two, the ingredients that are going to be support or deliver the active ingredients that are going to make the change.
Right.
So it's like if you're getting a pizza. You're ordering a pizza. You got the pizza, and then you got the delivery driver.
Right.
Okay? So they're both important.
Right.
Having the pizza in the pizza shop when you're at home isn't going to do you any good.
Right.
You got to have the pizza, you got to have the delivery driver. So you got the active ingredient, and you've got the delivery system.
Right.
Okay? Now that's how I formulate. And all my products, as you know, are 100% active and functional, meaning all I use in my products
is active and functional ingredients. You don't
active
put any, what did you call them, cosmetic ingredients? What's the word of all the extra? Fillers.
They're excipients and fillers and things that spread it out and make it last longer and make it easier to put on your skin. I don't feel like that's necessary.
Right.
You can have your own spreading agents. So to me, when you're buying a skincare product, every molecule should be doing something for your skin.
Right.
That's what you're paying for. You're paying for something, a product that's going to make a difference on your skin. So every ingredient in that formulation should make a difference on your skin. But your point's well taken. You don't want to sit there and look at 1,000 ingredients and try to interpret it. The good news is there's not a lot of ingredients that are going to make a difference on your skin. Basically, topically, you're looking at vitamin C, you're looking at vitamin A, and you're looking at hydroxy acids.
Right.
And that's pretty much it for activity. Now, there's other ingredients that can support the active ingredients, things like hyaluronic acid, maybe some peptides. But for the most part, if you want to have beautiful skin, you need vitamin C, you need vitamin A, and you need alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy acids to jazz it up, to stimulate the skin. Now, there's other things like hyaluronic acid and electrolytes and peptides that can support these active ingredients. But for the most part, your active ingredients you want to look for are vitamin C, vitamin A, and alpha hydroxy acids. Now, as far as delivery goes, what you want to look for in delivery is molecules, and I say what you want to look for, you're not going to know this, but to a chemist, what we want to look for is ingredients that are analogous to things that are in the skin, that are similar to things that are in the skin. When an ingredient is analogous to something that's in the skin will go, welcome home.
Right.
It'll say, I know who you are, and it'll get pulled in. And the most important ingredients that are analogous into the skin are ingredients called esters and ingredients called lipids or fats.
Right.
Okay, those are the most important ingredients that will support penetration. I personally like esters, and you can always tell an ester by the ending ATE.
Oh,
like
interesting.
palmitate, myristate.
Right.
Palmitates, I like the palmitates the best. Benzoates, ATE,
Right.
8 tells you you're dealing with
Our
an ester.
ester.
Correct.
Cool.
And an ester acts as a transdermal, as we say, penetrant. It means it goes from the surface of the skin to the lower levels. So if you look at my formulations, you're going to find vitamin C, you're going to find vitamin A, you're going to find lots of 8s, and then you'll find some of these supporting ingredients like hyaluronic acid and polyelectrolytes. I like
Right.
electrolytes. What you want to look for are things that are either exactly the same as molecules in the skin or analogous to things in the skin.
Right.
When you use ingredients that are similar to things that are already in the skin or the same as things that are already in the skin, you reduce any likelihood of allergenicity, you reduce any likelihood of toxicity, and you guarantee effects. If something's in the skin, it's there for a reason. So you have vitamin C in your skin. What is without putting a skincare product on, there's vitamin C in your skin naturally. What's vitamin C doing in your skin? Supporting collagen production, supporting healing, supporting the growth of blood vessels, supporting production of moisture factors, supporting barrier lipids, all the things you want in a skincare product. That's what the vitamin C is doing in your skin. Vitamin A is also stored in your skin.
Right.
What's vitamin A doing in your skin? It's helping support collagen production. It's acting as an anti-aging ingredient. It's in your skin anyway. So when you put vitamin A and vitamin C on your skin knows what to do with it because it's in your skin anyway.
Right.
When you put esters on your skin knows what to do with it because there's esters in your skin anyway. When you put hyaluronic acid on your skin or polyelectrolytes on your skin or alpha-hydroxy acids on your skin or even salicylic acid on your skin, all of these ingredients are recognized by the skin. Now, for a consumer to know all of these types of ingredients is very difficult. So a shortcut is look for very short ingredient decks. You don't want to put a lot of stuff on your skin.
Yes.
The less you put on your skin, the better, which is why when I formulated my products, I formulated them in a way that would allow you to get maximum benefit with 2 drops.
Yes.
And this is the hardest thing that I have to get across to the consumer because the consumer is used to slathering something on.
That's right.
What does that tell you implicitly?
I think we've been trained, you know.
What's the message? What's the message? If you can slather
more
something
is
on,
better.
But it kind of tells you there's not a lot in there.
Oh, right.
If you have to slather it on,
Yeah.
obviously you don't have a very potent product.
It's a difference between eating cookies, which is sort of like unhealthy filler food,
Right.
as to eating like fruit and veggies, which is much better for you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to binge on tomatoes.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to.
Well, I thought about it, honestly, but
you can't do it. You can't do it. 2 tomatoes and you'll have enough tomatoes.
I know, that's right.
Why is that though? Because the tomato's packed.
Right.
Even the water in the tomato, and a tomato is 90% or 80% water. It's structured water. It's crystalline water. So even the water in a tomato is an active ingredient.
Right.
It's not a filler. But on a cookie, you can eat a whole box of chocolate chip cookies and look around for more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the cookie doesn't have what your body needs.
Right.
So you eat the cookie and your body says, well, that wasn't it. Go get me some more. And you eat more and you say, that wasn't it. Go get me some more. That's kind of like how skincare is.
Right.
When you use, for example, our Tooth Transdermal C Serum, 2 drops is all you need.
Yeah.
If
I
you
love
put 3,
that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
If you put 3 or 4 drops on your skin, or 5 drops or 6 drops,
It's way too much.
It'll be like eating 10 tomatoes.
You can't even it's way too much.
Your body can't even handle that
Right.
much. It's not going to hurt you, but your body can't handle that much, and it's not necessary. So you want to look for products that have very small ingredient decks, and every one of the ingredients should have a purpose that's for you, not a purpose for the company to sell you the product. A lot of stuff is in there so that you'll buy more product.
Right.
A lot of ingredients are in products to fluff it out, to fill it out.
So this is
it's like
great.
a cookie. So it's like a chocolate chip cookie. You think your cookie is delicious. Oh, it's delicious. It tastes good. It's sweet. I love those cookies. But you're not really satisfied with the cookies. Nobody's satisfied with junk food. Nobody's satisfied with processed food because even though it's bulky and it seems like there's substance to it, it seems like it's substantive, it really isn't satisfying.
Right.
So your analogy is perfect in the sense that skincare today is like junk food. It tastes good. Snickers bar tastes good, and cookies taste good, but they're not satisfying.
Right.
So what I wanted to create, and you say, where can you get products like this? And I don't want to be self-serving, but I don't know where else you can get products like this.
Yeah.
This is why I formulated these products, because I saw that most products were junk food and people weren't getting real meat and potatoes.
Well, let's go into the junk food a little bit, because this was sort of where I wanted to go. Because I was contacted by this company and they sent me products. And honestly, at first, I didn't really do research at first. I just sort of looked at their website and I thought, oh, their website's a little impersonal. It looks a little like I kind of made my judgments because I'm in this industry, I'm in the media, so I kind of made some judgments. But I thought, yeah, go ahead and send it to me. I shouldn't have had them send it to me. I could have done all my research. In any case, I looked at the ingredient list. They had like 50 things, but everything, almost everything, was organic, had the word organic, and it had, I can't remember the different things they had in there, but I was like, oh, that actually sounds good. But things like the primary ingredients, the active ingredients, were quite a ways down the list, which to me means there's not a lot in there, right? The percentage. So let's talk about percentages here.
Well, first can we talk about organic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Go ahead.
So organic's great.
Yeah.
And organic is a food designation, and you want to eat organic. Organic means that a material was grown without antibiotics, and without fertilizer, artificial fertilizers, and pesticides. What's that got to do with your skin?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's nicer to put something organic on your skin than not organic, but is that making your collagen grow? Is that making skin cells divide?
And I just want to interject. That's really being shoved at us right now.
Well, see,
like in a major way.
It gets to what your goal is. What are you looking for? When you buy a skincare product, what are you looking for? Are you looking for deliciousness or are you looking for collagen?
Right.
If you're looking for deliciousness, go organic.
Right.
If you're looking for collagen, organic doesn't matter. Now, organic is a designation for plant material, for things that are grown out of the earth, and that's all well and good, but vitamin C is what grows collagen. Vitamin A is what grows collagen.
Right.
Polyelectrolytes are what support the activity of cells. Plant material isn't going to necessarily do that for you. If you're going to go plant material and you want to have a delicious product on your skin, sure, go organic. But if you want to heal your skin, if you want to grow tissue, if you want to reverse wrinkles, if you want to eliminate acne and dark spots, if you want thicker, more beautiful, more healthy looking skin, it isn't going to come from an organic ingredient. It's going to come from vitamin C, vitamin A, and some of these supportive ingredients plus a delivery system.
Right.
So organic is a food designation. It's been hijacked by the skincare industry for their skincare products. It's usually a sign that that's a skincare company that isn't really working with growing tissue, with making things happen on the skin. So organic is nice for food. It's probably nicer to put an organic ingredient on your skin than a ingredient that was grown with fertilizers and pesticides. But if you're using vitamin C and you're using vitamin A and you're using alpha hydroxy acids, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
So organic is kind of a misdirection.
I think so too.
Yes. In magic, you know how magicians work? They just go, here, look over here, and then they'll pick your pocket over here. It's called misdirection.
Well, we have a lot of that.
It's terrible.
So let's talk about the misdirection of quantity.
That's another one.
That's a huge one.
That's the number, right. Because sometimes they'll say, oh, buy our vitamin C product, but there's a speck of vitamin C in there.
Right.
So to pharmacists, in addition to activity, in addition to ingredients, we're focused on dosages.
Right.
So pharmacists are experts in ingredients, and we're also experts in dosages.
Right.
And to a pharmacist, the dose is extremely important.
Right.
Because a 10 milligram dose of a medicine may do nothing, but a 20 milligram dose may have incredible effect, even toxicity effects.
Right.
So the difference between 10 milligrams to a pharmacist and 20 milligrams to a pharmacist is huge.
Right.
It's extremely meaningful. And one of the ways that you get effects is by manipulating the dose. So if you want to really have an effective product, you got to make sure you got enough of it. In fact, there are 3 elements to making sure that a material, an ingredient, gets to where it needs to be. And I suppose we talk a little bit about what it means to get where it needs to be.
Right.
So we see the skin, it looks like nothing's happening. But really, this is a very dynamic organ that, like any other organ in the body, is made up of 2 components, 2 major components. Mm-hmm. And I probably have said this to you before.
That's okay, go ahead.
The body's made up like raisin bread. Have I told you this before?
I don't know.
Okay. The body is made up.
Raisin bread. I'll buy that.
The body's made up like raisin bread. All the organs of the body are made like raisin bread.
Okay, I'll buy that. Got that, raisin bread.
And the skin is an organ of the body, so it too is made up like raisin bread.
Okay.
So what the hell does that mean by that? Raisin bread. Well, what are the 2 components of raisin bread?
Raisins and wheat.
Raisins and
wheat.
Well, not
wheat.
Bread.
Yeah.
Right, raisins and bread. Obviously, you've got raisin bread, raisins and bread. So the body's made up like raisin bread. What does that mean? The body is not made up of raisins and bread. It's made up of magical raisins and bread. And we call those magical raisins cells.
Okay.
So the body is made up of cells, and the bread is called tissue. Or technically, it's called extracellular matrix.
Right.
And I say they're magical because imagine you had some raisins, I gave you some raisins, you put them on the counter, and then you went off and did your business and came back and you saw bread starting to come out of the raisins. And then an hour later, that handful of raisins is now raisin bread. You go, oh my God, those are magical raisins. Yeah. They're making bread. Well, this is how the body is constructed. The cells of the body are magical raisins. They make the bread.
Yeah.
So the stuff, the extracellular matrix, comes out of the cells. So the body and the liver and the lungs and the heart and the skin are made up of cells, magical raisins, and stuff that comes out of the cells. When we want to have beautiful skin, we want to have beautiful stuff coming out of the cells, but we can't make the stuff come out of the cells unless we get to the cells.
Right.
The action is at the level of the cell, not at the stuff, not at the bread. But most skincare products
just go in the bread.
They work on the bread.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to have beautiful, healthy skin via a topical product, we got to access the raisins. We got to access the cells. The good news is the menu that the cells eat from is very narrow. In fact, the menu that a cell eats from, these are all the raw materials that a cell needs to do its business, has been around for 3.5 billion years. A cell has a menu that it eats from, a very narrow menu of about 90 different substances, minerals and vitamins and fatty acids and glucose and a few other things that it eats from that has been set in place for 3.5 billion years. Nothing else will make that cell do its business. Now, if we know that having healthy, beautiful skin is a question of getting into the cell, we got to figure out how are we going to feed that cell. Well, it turns out internally, you got to have your vitamins, you got to have your minerals, you got to have your essential fatty acids, you got to have your essential amino acids, all these things that we know as nutrition, basically. Topically, there are only two ingredients, or there are two main ingredients, I should say. There's actually a few, but there are two main ingredients that will go into a cell upon topical application, and that's vitamin C and vitamin A. And this is what makes vitamin C and vitamin A so important. Now, to a certain extent, acids will get into the skin, and this is why alpha hydroxy acids are so important, or into cells. This is why alpha hydroxy acids are so important, and also electrolytes. Minerals, electrical minerals, those will also go into a cell. But for the most part, it's vitamin A and vitamin C that get into the cell. So we know the cell has a menu that it's going to eat from upon topical application, vitamin C and vitamin A. Now we got to figure out how to get to the cell, okay? So the skin, you look at the skin, it doesn't look like it has depth to it, right? But it does. It's layered. So the surface here, the stratum corneum, that's not going to help you. There's no cells. There's only dead cells in the stratum corneum. But if you go down deeper, that's where what we call the viable cells are.
Right.
This is where you need to be if you're going to have beautiful skin. We have to figure out how to get our active ingredient to migrate to the lower level of the epidermis where the keratinocyte or the skin cell is located, and then ideally even to go into the dermis where the fibroblast is located. And there's three main strategies for doing this. And these are, to a pharmacist or a skincare chemist who's trying to deliver active ingredients, you have to, I call them the 3 F's. You have to approach the 3 F's of transdermal penetration. First F is friendliness. That is, it has to be familiar.
Right.
Vitamin C and vitamin A are familiar. They're stored in the skin. The second is the form. It has to be in the right form. Chemistry and chemicals or molecules have two major forms. They're either water or they're fatty. That's the two major distinctions in molecules in chemistry. Fat soluble, we say, or lipophilic, water soluble, or hydrophilic. Well, it turns out that your skin surface is a barrier to water. So when you put water on your skin, like that, it doesn't go in. It sits on the sun. And it's a good thing you don't dissolve into a puddle when you go take a shower. Or when you're out in the rain sort of beads up on the surface because the surface of your skin is a barrier to water. So water-soluble ingredients aren't going to get through your skin. So the form has to be fatty. It has to be lipophilic. So the first criteria for getting to that lower level where the cells, the raisins are located, is it has to be friendly. Vitamin C and vitamin A are friendly. The second ingredient is, or second component, is it has to have the right form. It has to be lipophilic. It has to be fatty. Well, vitamin A is fatty. Vitamin C is not fatty. So we got to tweak the molecule. We got to make it fatty, which is why most vitamin C products don't give you the benefits of vitamin C. It has to be a fatty form of vitamin C. We only use fatty vitamin C in our truth treatments.
Right.
And then the third F stands for Fick's law. And this is to your point. Fick's law, F-I-C-K-S, is a chemistry law that says that things go from areas of high concentration to areas of low concentration. They go from where there's a lot to where there's a little. Can you picture that?
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of stuff here, it's going to go down to where there's a little. But if you have a little stuff here, but you have a lot here, it's not going to go down.
Right.
That's called Fick's law. It's a law of diffusion that says things go from areas of high concentration to low concentration, which is where the dose becomes important. If you have, say, and I'm just going to give you a number, say you have 1 milligram of vitamin C in your skin, but you only put 0.5 milligram on the top of the skin, it's not going to go down. You've got to have more on top than you do on the bottom to push that active ingredient down.
So I do encourage the audience to please try Ben Fuchs, the Truth Treatments product. I sell it on my website. Please go there. It's a great line. I totally love it. It's my very favorite line I've ever used. It's saying a lot. I've been around the block and back again. So thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
audience, for joining us today on The Beauty Shaman. Please make comments. We want to know what you're thinking. Questions you might have. Ben does answer those questions. He's phenomenal at getting back to people. So thank you so much for watching
you.
The Beauty Shaman.